What do you want?
House Montclair's hold on Shornhelm has been broken, but our job isn't done yet. Montclair loyalists still operate out of Shornhelm, yes? Whatever they are planning, we must know. They use couriers to pass messages, and that is how we shall find their informer, their spy. Adusa would sniff him out, but for you, something more subtle. Start at the west gate, find the courier named Guitot. Follow him. Watch him. He will try to pass a message. Watch and see who comes to find it.
Hey there. Welcome.
Stop following me.
What is it? Adusa was just thinking of you. Did the courier reveal anything important? A coin? How clever. Who would suspect a simple coin thrown into a fountain for good luck? And see this? There's a message on the coin. No clue. It's in some sort of code. Adusa can't make head or tails of it. This one made a joke, yes? This date. Could it be the key to the code? Here, take this copy of the message. Adusa has her own inquiries to make. You must decipher this code. Seek out my friend, Sahil. He should be able to help. He's usually on the second floor of the Dead Wolf Inn. He loves to watch the fire burn in the hearth.
They should really make the mugs.
Hey there, friend. You're blocking my view of the fire, and the heat too. Mind shifting a bit? Oh, really? She told you I could do that. She's right, of course. I'm really very smart. I just need the right incentive. Simply giving away my brilliance would make me feel foolish, and I don't like that feeling. No wonder Adusa sent you. You're just like her. Here, let me see that. It's a simple replacement code. The date is the key. Count back 5 letters to see the actual message. The spy's initials are EC. Probably that dust sweep. Edward Kell. How should I know? Somewhere near the south gate, maybe. Ask Vignac the Unkempt if you want more precise directions. That beggar knows more about what happens in that part of the city than the Shornhelm guard.
I need another drink like I need a head in the hole.
Please, don't walk away. Don't ignore me. I really need your help. This blasted war has been devastating to us common folk. Can you spare a few pieces of gold for a poor beggar? Ah, a trade, of course. Give me some gold and I'll tell you what I know. If that's your idea of a fair trade, I want nothing to do with you. But if you want to find the dust sweep, try the house across the way. He shares it with his wife. She's a lovely woman. Much too good for the likes of that scoundrel, I say.
What?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Do you make a habit of barging into a person's house?
You're lucky. If I weren't so exhausted, I'd knock you over the head with my broomstick. If you're looking for my lazy husband, he's out somewhere, doing who knows what. I work 2 jobs to keep us fed, but they call him the dust sweep. Breaks my heart. He was, but there isn't much call for his services of late. Me, I take care of the miller's children every morning and then clean noble manors all afternoon. I'm wiped out. Well, things might be worse elsewhere. We at least have a house here, such as it is. I don't want to end up living in some raggedy tent worrying about wild animals, or worse, attacking. Shornhelm is my home. That's where I'll stay. What do you think you're doing? First you enter uninvited, then you start rifling through my cabinets. What is this, some kind of sick joke? Wait, I've never seen that book. What is it? He what? No. My husband has some silly ideas, but he's not... He wouldn't. What are you going to do? He didn't do this out of malice. He just wanted to support us. He hates that I have to work so hard. He's a good man, but they'll kill him for this. Keep the code book, just don't implicate my husband. You have what you need, right? Just keep Edward out of it. You get what you need, and my husband remains a free man. Oh, bless you. Don't you worry. I'll keep the fool in line from now on.
Do you find me? Have you discovered the identity of the informer? That's a strange way to put it, but Adusa will not pry. I'm disappointed we can't interrogate the informer, but the threat has been taken care of. Thank you. You have been extremely helpful, Five Claw. We unraveled the threads of this plot with skill and daring, like unrolling a spool of yarn. Yarn. Sorry, this one gets easily distracted sometimes. What were we talking about? Oh, yes, yes. This proves Montclair's allies are still plotting and scheming. While you were tracking the spy, Adusa did some tracking of her own. Arcorian Two-Blades, a ruthless killer, is now on the Montclair payroll.
Kill the killer. Adusa would rather do the work herself, but this codebook demands immediate attention. Find the assassin where he waits, west of town. When the deed is done, find me at Ravenwatch Manor. Bright moons guide you.
That's Two-Blades. He has been a scourge on Rivenspire for years. But working for Montclair, that is the straw that broke the Ponyquar's back. He is a cold-hearted killer who enjoys what he does. Just last month, Two-Blades ambushed a caravan bringing supplies to an orphanage in Stormhaven, slaughtered the guards, and made off with the goods. He has no sense of honor. This one is a master of stealth and a gatherer of information. Sometimes Adusa strikes, but sometimes Adusa points the blade and lets another drive it home. Give Adusa the good news. Tell this one that our Corian Two Blades is just a bitter memory. Best news, this one has hurt all day. Rivenspire will sleep easier without that monster lurking in the shadows. Maybe we should change his name to No Blades, yes? Get it? Anyway, thanks for your help. It's good to see Verandis was right about you. You make Rivenspire a safer place with every task you complete. You had a taste with Two Blades. Ready for something with a little more meat on its bones? Adusa has been studying this codebook, gathering information, learning what she can. It seems Montclair's forces are resolved. They hired Two Blades to eliminate a list of targets. We need that list. Do you actually listen to what Adusa says? Yes! Get the list! This one learned that Rasaba the Keen carries the list. Kill Rasaba, or do not, Five Claw. As you choose. We only need the list. To find Rasaba and the list, head due south from the manor. Follow the river, and you should see them camped between Silver Hoof Vale and Camp Temrith. Rasaba the Keen's as cunning as she is brutal. She fought her way to the top of her organization, climbing a ladder of blood. There's always a group of fierce young warriors at her side. If it turns into a battle, you're going to have a war on your hands.
Thank you for sparing me. I may never be my true self again, but I can still serve Rivenspire.
I can't believe Verandis is really gone. I'm not sure what we're going to do without him, but we promised to continue the work he started here. That's the best way to honor his memory. In his lifetime, Verandis gave us a chance to be more than monsters, to continue doing good as the creatures we are. I don't know about the others, but I intend to honor him and continue the legacy of his little ragtag group.
Look at this mess. Damn blood fiends. Good to see you again, friend. Believe it or not, your presence actually makes us feel better. And I know that I feel safer with you around. I hate to ask, but I have another task that could use your help. The Countess sent a priest to sanctify the dead. Those of us particularly devoted to the light fear rising as undead creatures more than anything else. The priest is here to make sure that doesn't happen. Talk to Marnus Barclay. He'll tell you what needs to be done. You should be able to find Marnus Barclay toward the front of the camp. That's where I saw him last. Not to be rude, but the refugees need to take care of their own. At least in this matter. Best to let them bury their own dead. If they want help, they only need to ask. We'd be happy to dig a few graves, if that's what they need. Terrified. But if I need to battle a newly risen blood fiend, I'd rather it were an untrained commoner than a highly skilled soldier. Perhaps after you help Marnus Barclay with the dead members of the Guard, he can perform a few rituals for the refugees.
Blessed Arche, take these poor souls under your care. May your brilliant light cleanse their immortal souls. Oh, hello. Is there something you need, friend? Indeed, I could. Sanctifying, then burning bodies is a complicated process. If you could burn the bodies while I perform the sanctification rites, this will go a lot faster. Take this torch. Use it on the bodies of the soldiers while I perform the ritual of sanctification. Of course, my friend. Knowledge is light, and light is good for the soul. But remember, these poor unfortunates aren't going to sanctify themselves. I've been sent to battlefields before. Most recently at Hinault Farm. But this is the first time I had to sanctify bodies potentially corrupted by a blood curse. I thought I recognized you. The light blesses your steps, friend. You always seem to arrive where your help is most needed. It's the right thing to do, and it's what her beliefs demand. But more importantly, we know that vampires were responsible for these deaths. The risk of contamination is just too great to ignore. My good work takes me to wherever I am needed. After we make sure the soldiers are provided for, then I will help the refugees in any way I can. Arche, bless this soul, and sanctify this broken vessel. May the light keep you in its warm and soothing embrace. May the light cleanse this vessel, and let it rest in peace. By the light's holy radiance, let the dead stay dead. I was considerably faster than I expected, thanks to your assistance. Not quite. If my count is accurate, there should be 1 or 2 more bodies that we need to find and sanctify. Let's check some of the nearby overlooks. I believe the survivors told me that a few battles took place in those areas. This one smells terrible. The light bless you anyway. The light protect us!
What happened? I heard a commotion and was about to send a few of the guard to investigate. As long as the two of you weren't injured, that would have been tragic. Well, we'll all sleep a little better knowing that the dead have been laid to rest. Take this as a token of my appreciation.
Dwellers of darkest oblivion, come forth. The veil is pierced. Pass through the gate, I entreat thee. I need help. Help me, please. Help me, please. Please, help. I need help. I need help. Will nobody help? I need help. Oh, please, help. Oh, please, help. Oh, please, help.
Is there trouble brewing? Or just wasting time again? It's you! Good to see you, mate. It's been a while since Shrieking Scar. Sorry I didn't see you coming. I'm busy keeping an eye out for harpies, and those puny Breton brothers. You've already forgotten the Remley brothers, eh? I wish I could. The three of us were hired to drive off the harpies infesting the cliffs. Armel and Balin are supposed to be setting up traps, and I'm here to protect the village while they work. If I had to guess, yes. I just don't know what's taking them so long. They've been out there for hours. Could you help out your old friends? Go look for them? I'd go myself, but I've got to keep watch here. Once you find those trap wizards, get them back here on the double. We've got to let the Elder know how we're doing. She's been waiting on our progress report. And between you and me, I think she's getting a little impatient. My pleasure. I can talk to you and watch for harpies at the same time. We're really proving ourselves here, I think. Proving our worth as sellswords. Or we would be if those two morons weren't ruining everything. Shornhelm. We're always on the lookout for the next job, right? Gelvin decided we had this well in hand. So he and that sister of his set out for the city. Wish he was here now to keep those two knuckleheads in line. A job here, a job there, the usual. We're no longer called the Daggers, though. Seems a mysterious someone had a claim to the name and didn't want it tarnished. A threatening note and near-death experience later, we dropped the name. Right. We actually get harpy jobs pretty frequently. Seems we have a bit of a reputation for being competent against harpies, and that's all because of your help. Yeah, those gems got us by long enough to get another job. It helped that revealing his scheme actually made us more popular among the locals.
Hey, you! Help me out of this mess. Come on, help me out of this mess. I've been stuck for hours. By accident, of course. These things are delicate, tricky. One false move and snap, I'm caught. Now my arm's asleep and my back is killing me. Can we get on with the rescue? Does it look like I have a choice? Make it quick already. Those harpies are looking at me like I'm a 3-course meal. Thanks, I guess. Armel and I were trapping the whole gully. These things are designed to go with our scent lures. But as I said, they're very finicky to set up. Bah, Armel's a moron. His design's clearly faulty. If you hadn't shown up... Right. We put down these scent barrels. They draw the harpies in and they get caught in the traps. Simple, or so he said. I've already wasted too much time out here. I need to report in to Bumnog. Hey, would you be willing to help me out? Place the rest of my traps. You'll know where to put them. Armel went ahead of me to place the scent barrels, just like the one here. Put the traps with the barrels, and keep watch for my brother. And be careful. Don't want you ending up like me. Oh, yes, of course. How have you been? We're fine, mostly. We're doing the best we can, anyway. Still in the harpy business, just like the old days. Do they? They're not, you know. We deserve better than what Lord Deal was going to do by us, didn't we? I didn't recognize you until you mentioned it. Good to see you again. Imagine, meeting up after all this time. Can't you tell? Listen, I've got to get back to Bumnog. While you're out here, see if you can find that brother of mine.
bird's trying to kill me! It was going to be dinner. Thanks. I'll see you back at the village.
Are you telling me you've made absolutely no progress on the contract we signed with you?
It's Armel's fault. His stupid trap malfunctioned again.
It's not my fault. Those harpies are crafty and bloodthirsty.
Is that why you reek? What is that smell?
The harpies, they're here. The scent lure on these two brought the whole flock down on us.
We need to wash this stuff off before the harpies get us. To the pond!
Please, go with them. The villagers and I will hide from the beasts.
Could someone get my back, please?
Hey, what do you say we just leave the Remley brothers for the harpies? Bird women need love too.
We're almost done. Just a little longer.
Believe it or not, I think we solved their harpy problem. Nice work. Let's get back to the village and check in with the Elder. Hey, over here. Just a moment, before you go inside. Before you go in, I need to talk to you. The village elder. She's not sure we did any work. And look, I know we messed up a little. And you helped us out, a lot. But we're trying to build a reputation here. And most of our jobs don't go like this. So could you stretch the truth? If she doesn't think we met our end of the contract, the Elder won't pay us. And she'll probably spread the word that we're idiots. Eventually, we'll starve to death. Is that what you want? For all of us to starve? Whoa, whoa. Lie is such a strong word. We set out traps, and the scent lures worked just as they were supposed to. And most of the harpies are gone now, right? So everything worked out, after a fashion.
You're the only one who isn't a member of this group. Perhaps you will speak truly. The contract specifies they must do the work promptly and effectively. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. Did they do anything worth paying for? You're not part of their group, as I said. I'm not trying to cheat them. I just want to know if they did what they said they would. Is their effort here today worth our hard-earned gold? If only we'd known, we could have hired you instead of them. I'm sure they mean well, but I've never seen such incompetence before. We do not have much, but please take this as a token of our gratitude. According to the contract, you were to complete the project without additional help.
What? Maybe we didn't work in a conventional way, but we got rid of the harpies.
In accordance with our contract, your pay goes to the one who did the work, not to you.
Gelvin is not going to be happy when he hears this. Get off your arses, boys. Go take down those traps. We don't need them anymore.
But Bumnog, we just finished setting them up!
I get to take down the pots. It's your turn to get caught up in those nets.
I've got to figure out what I'm doing next. Gelvin and his sister are going to kill me for screwing this up.
We will escort these men to our border. They are not as skilled as we were led to believe, and I'll be sure to let this be known.
The herds are afraid. That makes all of us nervous.
I'm sorry, sir. I tried, but no one here is willing to enlist.
Unacceptable, Captain. Either deliver me recruits or deliver me your resignation.
What will I do now? Without the Shornhelm Guard, I'm nothing. I told the General I'm a soldier, not a recruiter. But now I'm to be discharged if I fail? It's not right. I've tried to do my duty, but I can't force people to enlist. Not a single one. Montclair's war has decimated our ranks, and people now see enlisting in the Guard as a foolhardy proposition. I have a few prospects, but they seem to have no sense of duty. I don't know. Maybe my manner is just too harsh. Certainly. I have one prospect who should be simple. Martin Datu. He's in the stocks for Mara's sake, but I can get him released if he enlists. When I spoke to him, however, he was stubborn and rude. Perhaps you could talk to him? I've already spoken with the constable, and he agreed to release Martin if the young man will enlist. I simply can't understand why a criminal would choose the stocks over doing his duty for his kingdom. Because Rivenspire is a mess. Blood fiends roam across the land. Montclair loyalists attack our towns. Need I say more? Yes, but this? Let's face it, this new civil war has taken its toll.
If you come to poke fun at the prisoner, you'd better think twice. I'll be out of these stocks soon. And then you'll have to watch your back. They may not have enough evidence to hold me, but that doesn't mean I'm not a dangerous criminal. They say I broke into Jerian's ironworks and robbed the place during the night, but they haven't got any proof. Besides, my friend is going to come forward and vouch for me. I was at his house drinking mead all night. And get myself killed? I can't do that. My father went back to the dirt 15 years ago, and my family needs me around. My mother would fall to pieces, and my sister doesn't make enough coin to support herself, let alone the both of them.
Can you believe that? I heard what Martin said. He's either completely delusional or incredibly naive. He's been a troublemaker all his life, and he's not getting out of those stocks anytime soon. We have enough. We found his boot prints in the mud outside the broken window. He was involved. I'm not sure he was alone, but he was there. In fact, that friend of his, that Olivier, I suspect he may have helped with the robbery. And that's the thing. Olivier said he didn't see Martin at all that night. Some friend, huh? If they weren't such amateurs, though, I don't think the constable would have made the deal with Captain Thayer.
You hear what the cultists were doing at Eagle's Brook? Nasty business. Welcome to the Dusklight Inn. Not exactly the lap of luxury, but we try to make our customers comfortable. The cost of a room's cheap, and if you're as broke as I am, that's all that matters. What? You mean because Martin's in the stocks? I don't know if I'd say that makes things harder. Wait, did Martin say something to you? I'd rather not discuss this. Our family's finances really aren't anyone's business but our own. Why are you asking so many personal questions? I don't think Martin would appreciate us talking behind his back like this. Besides, he means well. He's just never really had a good role model, you know? Sorry, but I need to get back to work.
Ah, an adventurer. Always so inspiring to have someone like you around town. I hope my son Martin would take up an exciting profession like that. But I'm beginning to think the poor boy just doesn't have it in him. He worries me sick, you know. No, I'm afraid the opposite is true. He's never had a good role model, you know. His dear father was King Rancer's most trusted general. He died up at Traitor's Tor. They say he died a dishonorable death. It's a shame we'll never know the truth. I do. Martin's always been ashamed. Every chance he's had to make something of himself, he's shied away from it for fear that he would fail, like his father did. If he knew his father died honorably, I think it would inspire him. I worry that if he enlists just to get out of trouble, that would be the wrong reason. If someone could tell Martin that his father died a hero, that would inspire him to follow in his father's footsteps, to join and fight with honor.
We couldn't stop laughing.
I saw you over there at the stocks talking to Martin. Does that fool still think I'm coming to his rescue? He's like a babe in the woods. I told him not to wear those fancy boots. It's not my fault he wouldn't listen. Yeah, so what? I wasn't dumb enough to leave any proof for that constable to find, so I'm in the clear. And don't expect me to risk my neck sticking it out to vouch for Martin. As far as I'm concerned, he's better off in the stocks. Wait! No, please! Please don't! I'd go mad in the stocks! Look, I don't know how to sell these stolen goods anyway. How about this? I'll just leave them on the constable's doorstep tomorrow morning. That will clear Martin's name. Is that enough?
Fellow student of history. He must be. No other reason to visit these gods-forsaken ruins. Fascinating place, though. You realize this is where King Rancer made his last stand. Still haunts the place, in fact. And I intend to find out why. Yes, the king and all his soldiers. Something happened in the final moments of the battle against the orcs of Hrothgar 15 years ago, and they were cursed with undeath. Their undead forms have prevented anyone from getting in to learn the truth. Yes, well, that's the challenge. I was hoping, though, since you're here and you do appear capable, would you be willing to give me an escort? I just need to get to the central tower. I'm convinced the answers I seek are there. I knew if I came out here and hung about long enough, someone would eventually happen by to help. If I can be the one to determine what happened in King Rancer's final moments, scholars will speak my name with reverence for generations.
Think me Rancer, do you? No, I am not the Mad King. I am his betrayer. Enter the past and hear my tale. A traitor's tale it is. Lieutenant, where in oblivion have you been? Those damn sleep scrolls were useless against the brutes. The orcs breached the walls. We're down to just a few dozen men, including the King's Guard. I'm afraid it may be time to surrender. King Rancer just wants us to keep fighting to the bitter end. Seems he wants to go out in a blaze of glory. Can't say I'm fond of that strategy. The King's beyond reason. Damn mage he had gave him some fool notion he wants us to try. Before he vanished, Rizal Jewel told the king about this last-ditch enchantment that would help us hold the Tor. We're supposed to take these packets of magical powder and pour their contents into the braziers in each of the towers. Kill the orcs? I don't know. What I do know is that this is our last chance, and you're the only soldier I'd trust to even make the attempt. If it doesn't do anything, go up and tell the king. Maybe he'll realize it's time to surrender. Go as fast as you can, Lieutenant. Until we've tried this, the king won't even talk about surrender. We have to get him to come around before it's too late. I don't know what to think. There was a time when I would have followed King Rancer into oblivion. But since Mark wasted more, he hasn't been himself. It seems his hatred for Emmerich has completely consumed him.
Are you ready for glory, Lieutenant? Our greatest hour is at hand. Those green-skinned beasts think they have us defeated. They'll soon realize how incredibly wrong they are. Have the contents of Riesel Jewel's packets been poured into the braziers? Not yet, but it will. We will charge the enemy's ranks and they will see what true determination means. I've sent orders for Captain Tyrone and the King's Guard to charge the breach in the north wall. Tell the General to prepare his troops as well. Are you daft, Lieutenant, or just a coward? Don't make me repeat myself. Tell General Datu to prepare the soldiers to charge against the orcs to the south. I will retrieve my sword from the North Tower and join you on the battlefield.
Well, now that the foolish experiment with the braziers has failed, has the king come to see reason? Does he realize this fight cannot be won? Then he has truly gone mad. There's no reason to waste further lives defending this lost cause. The king will just have to be restrained. Have you seen Captain Tyrone? She and I should do this together. Damn it. Knowing her, she'll follow orders without question and get the King's Guard killed. You'll have to find Tyrone and convince her to stand down. If she refuses, look for that chest of sleep scrolls. Just use one to knock them all out. Yes, it's actually probably best I go alone. At this point, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll give the King one last chance to listen to reason. But if he won't, I'll just have to make him see things my way.
Have you come to join us for the final push, Lieutenant? We're all that's left of the King's Guard, but at least we'll take a few orcs down with us. As soon as we see an opening, we're charging into that breach down there. The General has no authority over the King's Guard. I take my orders directly from the King. The King ordered us to charge, and that's what we're going to do. It's true that the King hasn't been acting himself. Is General Datu asking him to rescind the order? If the King decides to surrender, he still may have need of us. Very well. I'll delay the charge until we get clarification from the King.
Stop acting like a coward, Datu. I'm your king, and I will lead you to victory today.
Your Majesty, you've clearly lost your mind. I'm sorry, but you leave me no choice. It is done. No further lives need to be thrown away today.
Traitor! But your feeble betrayal won't stop Riesel Jewel's magic. We shall live forever, but not you. I curse you and will scatter your bones. Die, you treacherous dog! What happened to you? Looked like you were in a daze for a few moments. Stupendous. Did you see what happened to King Rancer? Was it the orcs who killed him, or are the rumors true? Was he betrayed and killed by his own soldiers? Ah, General Datu. Of course, I should have known. They say his bones were scattered around the ruins. I suppose this was Rancer's twisted idea of vengeance. Tell me, though, did you learn how we might remove the undead curse here? Then what? Will he rise up and kill the king again? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Take the skull and search the ruins for the rest of the general's bones. If you don't mind, I'll watch from the top of the tower.
again. Meet me where I slayed the Mad King. Perhaps I can finally end this horrid existence. Over the years, I've questioned many times whether what I did was right. I wanted to save my soldiers' lives, but I only helped King Rancer spread his curse. Now, whether right or wrong, I am redeemed. The curse is lifted and the dead can rest. Yes, they are at peace. Even King Rancer, I suppose. He was a wise and courageous king at one time, you know. I hope what happened here does not further damage his legacy. That is beyond my control, however. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
They are going to release me, aren't they? Has Olivier really not come forward? He will. I know he will. Why? Olivier's not going to vouch for me, is he? That backstabbing arsehole. I can't enlist, though. I just can't. I'm just not cut out to be a soldier. And my mother and my sister need me here. You know about my father? You mean, you were there, weren't you? He did die with honor, didn't he? I don't know. Perhaps you're right. Maybe I was born to be a soldier, and I've just been running from my destiny. All right, I'll enlist.
You've certainly done your due diligence. I really appreciate the efforts, but I had a feeling it wouldn't work. Some people just have no sense of duty, and I guess Martin falls into that category. You did? Excellent. I don't know what you said to him, but I don't care. It's my duty to get new recruits, and you helped me fulfill it. Thank you. I'll have the deputy release him, and we'll get him whipped into shape in no time. You really have the knack for this. While I'm getting Martin released, I wonder, would you be at all open to taking a crack at another one of my stubborn prospects? Her name's Suga. She's got a mouth on her, but she'd make a good soldier. She wouldn't admit it, but I think she's some kind of bandit, and that's why she doesn't think much of the Shornhelm Guard. She called me some rather rude names. In fact, I lost my temper, but you have more patience. If it was up to me, no. But our numbers are low and we can't be picky. Besides, I'd rather risk the life of a bandit in battle than some poor girl who's never even swung a sword. If you're willing to speak to Suga, she's over by the ironworks.
Damn trash, that's all it is. Let it be known that Jaren's ironworks sells nothing but dung. They call them swords, but you can't get an edge on one of these blades to save your life. Even the Shornhelm guards got better steel than this. Oh no, not another one. What's it take to be a recruiter? The inability to understand verbal language? If you want me to write it down for you, I can carve it on your arse. I already told that old sow, Thayer, I'd eat dung before joining the guard. Bunch of elf-loving weaklings that run around Rivenspire getting kicked in the arse. People I run with, they eat members of the Shornhelm guard for breakfast. You look tougher than your average guard, but my boyfriend would wipe the dirt with you. Ha! You want to bet on how long you'll last, or whether you just turn tail the moment you see him? Nah, this could be fun though. Beat my boyfriend, I'll enlist. If he beats you, well, he'll just take your gear and leave your corpse in the road. Just take the road south out of town. That's where we do our business. Don't worry about finding Goveled. He'll find you. Oh, and don't expect a formal challenge. Just be ready to fight. I'll be here if you decide you're too much of a coward. How vile! Is that a piece of Goveled's brain on your boot? What are you, some kind of monster? Only joking around, of course. You beat him, huh? I'm impressed. Nah, that's what that bastard deserves for sneaking around behind my back with that little Bosmer wench. I knocked her off myself. Nope, I haven't got any hard feelings. In fact, I'd say that was the easiest breakup ever. I suppose so. Goveled's gone, and to be honest, I was pretty sick of sitting around down there by the road and hassling people for a handful of coins. I'll give the guard a try. You can tell Captain Thayer I'll come around soon.
Oh well, it was worth a try. I knew she was something of a long shot with an attitude like that. I'd probably have been forced to beat her down every other day just to keep her in line. Maybe it's better that she won't enlist. You did? Being Argonian's aunt, I really didn't think you could pull that off. You missed your calling, my friend. You should have been a recruiter. You can't seem to fail. While we're waiting for Shugo to finally get here, what do you say to taking on the most unlikely prospect of the bunch? If you can recruit this young man, I'll eat my dagger. He's... awkward. Julien Riziol, that's his name. He seems like a sharp young man and he's had a little training. The problem is that Julien is more interested in chasing girls than glory. Some might even say he's pathetic, but he is a prospect. I don't know. I tried to tell him that no girl can resist a man with a few scars, but that didn't seem to sway him. Unfortunately, I lost my patience after that, and now he won't even come near me. If anyone can convince him, though, it's you.
I've been watching you, going around town, cleaning up the mess that beastly soldier woman created by offending everyone. You must have a golden tongue, getting folks to enlist after that. You won't persuade me, though. I can't leave town. Not now. Because I'm close. I've been courting Gwendolyn for 3 years, and I think I'm finally close to winning her heart. If I leave town now, by the time I get back, she'd probably have married someone else. I couldn't live with that. That would make everything perfect. If I had her love, I could enlist and fight with the strength of 10 soldiers. It's not going to happen, though. It's going to take something special to win her heart. And I haven't a clue as to what that is. Good luck with that. I've been trying to figure her out for years now. I think maybe she just enjoys playing with my emotions. If you can help me win her heart, though, I'll enlist. I'll do anything you want, in fact.
Don't get me wrong. You're very attractive, and I'm sure you're very nice. But I'm not seeing any new suitors. I have my hands full already with that pathetic young man you probably saw standing around outside. It's not that I don't like him. He's brave, kind, and handsome. He's perfectly acceptable. He's just not very exciting. I don't know that I love him. I'm not even sure he loves me. I keep trying to tell him. It's just some childish infatuation. I don't know. I want the feeling from the storybooks. I want my skin to flush and my heart to quicken. I want butterflies in my stomach and to be unsure whether to laugh or cry. Julian just makes me bored. Someone in town has to be more romantic.
If that Captain Thayer comes around here again, someone's going to get hurt. That wench called me a coward, because I prefer to work here rather than join the Shornhelm Guard. Sense of duty? That's a pile of guardung. Not much. She's a pretty girl, but I think it's gone to her head. She does have a heart, though. She's always at the inn whenever there's a minstrel in town. I think she has a taste for poetry.
Not now, friend, please. Not now. We have so much work to do, and I'm not sure how we'll get it all done. You mean that stuck-up woman who lives across the way? I know she's been turning suitors away for months. I think she's waiting for someone with big coffers. Someone who can buy her fancy jewelry and such. Me? I don't think she's worth it.
Did you hear that someone purged the corruption from the Weird Tree?
The constable and I are taking bets on how long before Martin annoys an officer and winds up back in the stocks. I really do wish him the best, but my gold's on 2 weeks. Why? Are you looking to court my sister too? Suitors have been lining up for months. That Julianne is the worst. I'd be happy to see her wed almost anyone but him. Wait a moment. You're not asking on Julian's behalf, are you? Oh. Well, in that case, I know. Tell Julian to give her some flowers. She loves flowers. If anything will win my sister over, it's a beautiful bouquet of fragrant flowers.
I've been thinking. Gwendolyn says I don't really love her. It's just some kind of silly infatuation. I think I need to make a grand gesture to prove my love to her. Something spectacular to show her how I really feel. Something romantic, something unique. I know. A bouquet of rare flowers, though I'd need help picking them. Or I could serenade her with a poem. Of course, I don't know any poems. Or maybe a beautiful necklace. What do you think? I think so too. I noticed her flirting with a minstrel once. She practically swooned whenever he opened his mouth. Anyhow, now we just need a poem. Surely someone around here knows some poetry. Find a good poem, and I'll serenade Gwen with my love.
Just resting the legs for a few minutes here and letting my friends graze. No matter how bad things get, I'm always grateful that I have work that I love. It's not everyone who finds their true calling. Oh, of course! I love poems. They're very personal, though. You have to write them from your heart. I have some amazing ones, but I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing them. You should write one yourself. Everyone should.
I would stand here and drink myself to death, but I can't even afford to do that. My mother told me that if I became a poet, I would starve to death. When I wrote a book, I thought I had proven her wrong, but it's come to nothing. Yes, for whatever that's worth. I haven't had a decent meal in more than a week. Who wants to buy a book of silly love poems while the countryside is ravaged by civil war? You will? Really? That's so good of you! A patron of the arts and a poet's savior you are. I can't thank you enough. You just saved my life. And more importantly, you saved my art.
In the springtime so fair, the ladies sow the seed. When harvest rolls around, I'm still drinking mead. Are you jesting? I'm an expert. I won last year's poetry joust in Orsinium. I know every poem ever written in all of Orc history. All 12 of them. By heart, too. Oh, again with the jests. I wrote the best love poem ever. It's all the ladies fall madly in lust. I mean love. I could recite it for you, but I'll do you one better. I'll write it down. Here.
The more I think about this poetry idea, the more I like it. It's the perfect way to show Gwendolyn both the strength of my mind and the depth of my passion. I think I'll call her outside and serenade her in front of the whole town. Well, no, I was planning how I was going to do it, not what I was going to say. I thought you were handling that part. Did you find anyone in town who knows anything about poetry? What a fancy book. Look at the leather cover and the gilded pages. Gwendolyn's sure to be won over by one of these poems. Come on, let's go over and I'll read one of these poems to her. Fair Gwendolyn, come forth and hear my words.
of love!
This should be interesting.
I look to the firmament, and 13 constellations do I see. But even the stars look dark and lonely without thee.
But in your eyes, there is enough light to guide me through any night. Oh, Julian, that's my favorite poem. We were meant for each other. I love you, and I will wait for you.
I go to war now, my love, but when I return, we shall be married!
It worked! Can you believe it? She said that she loves me, and she says she'll wait for me! I never thought it was possible. I'm so happy I could... take a nap. All this wooing has made me really tired. And I will. Napping will have to wait. Honestly, I'm proud to go fight for the kingdom now. I'll fight for Gwendolyn's sake and for the sake of our future. You can go and tell Captain Thayer I'm coming. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Don't feel bad. I knew Julian was a hopeless case. A man who's sick in love is a sad man indeed. I feel sorry for him, really. Enlisting would have probably helped set him straight. I can't believe it. I said I was going to eat my dagger, didn't I? I hope you'll let me off on that one. I'm really embarrassed. Here, I couldn't manage to get a single recruit, and you come behind me and get 3. None that are worth our time, and I'll have my hands full whipping these 3 into shape anyhow. The General's jaw's going to hit the dirt when I march them in. I'll tell him I had help, of course. I don't want him assigning me this duty again. All right, recruits. Fall in. I want to see the prettiest march to Shornhelm in history.
My friend, your return, it is well-timed. For some reason, Montclair's forces have attacked the castle. This one can't imagine why they would do such a thing. Oh, yes. Adusa is fine. Nothing to worry about. Let's take a look at that list. Of course. Barandis, Adusa, and... Quindis. We're at the top of the list. That would certainly explain why they attacked the castle, yes? We are the targets? Well, that only proves we are doing something right. If no one wants to kill you, you are not trying hard enough, this one always says. All? All is a very big number, Five Claw. This one smells more of them. All around, in the shadows. We'll meet them here, in the open. No, too open. Into the castle. Less directions to defend against. Quickly, Five Claw. Follow Adusa. Ready yourself, Five Claw. Here they come. Adusa can smell your fear. and it is delicious. This one expected a better class of villain. Enough for all of you. No one ever Meet this one outside, my friend. Let's make sure we eliminated all of the assassins. How dare the fools invade Ravenwatch Castle? Did they really think they could prevail against us? Now, we fight back. These villains, they think they can strike at us where we live? They are fools, and less than fools. We will take the fight to them. Thanks to the information you have gathered, we know where the worm behind this hides. These assassins. They thought they were hunting us. Now Adusa turns the tables. Now we hunt them. Arcorian Two-Blades, Rasaba the Keen. They were hired by Montclair's nephew, a diseased worm named Robert. He seeks to turn Montclair's remaining forces into an army, bolstered by hired blades. Thanks to the codebook you found, yes. Robert is hiding inside the old Montclair Manor in Shornhelm's upper city. We'll meet in front of the manor house. Then, we finish this, one way or another. Meet Adusa at Montclair Manor 5 Close. It's in Shornhelm's upper city. This one must clean up here first, or Verandis will become very cross. He hates it when we play with our food. A shallow man, lacking any redeemable qualities. This is a power grab, pure and simple. He's trading on his name to try and get a slice of the Rivenspire pie. But if he wants pie, Adusa has a pie for him right here. I know they're blaming Montclair for all our troubles, but if you ask me, none of our nobles are worth a drop of troll spit. Montclair's nephew is close. Adusa can smell Robert from here. Adusa is very, very ready. Besides, the odds of actually dying Well, you know how it is with vampires. We're pretty hard to kill. Come, let us put an end to this. My claws and daggers are ready. This one will fight like a whirlwind of fury.
You've meddled in my father's business long enough. Burn out! I'll have to kill you myself. Long enough. Looks like I'll have to kill you myself.
Adusa is so happy she could just purr. The fighting, the blood, the excitement. Adusa hasn't had so much fun in an elf's age. And yes, we ended another threat to Rivenspire. That too. All in all, Adusa had a fine, fine day. This threat? Yes. But don't worry, another will appear before you know it. You have been a friend to Adusa, and to Rivenspire. Stay fragrant, Five Claw. This one is sure we will meet again someday. You did well, my friend. Adusa would fight at your side anytime. You'll be the first person Adusa calls. Promise.
And you are?
What do you want?
You there! Please! You must help! Traveler, please. Have you heard tidings of the Emerald family? I've just come from their manor, and they're gone. Just gone! I've just arrived from Wayrest. Preparations are underway for my Arlie and I to be married. When I returned, the estates were deserted. Her family, the servant, gone. I don't know what could have happened to them. No, I don't. Arlie's parents have owned this estate since before I was born. We were to be wed here, but a month from now. I know that Rivenspire has bigger problems right now, but this is my future. Will you help me look for them? Thank you. I'm fairly competent with a dueling blade, but I'm out of my element here. Let's start in the manor house. There has to be some clue there. Not much to say, really. I was in Wayrest, sealing writs and appropriating documents in preparation for the wedding. To come back only to find my beloved missing. It's most disheartening. The Lady Arlie Edrold, of the Westmark Edrolds. A storied family of some means. Arlie's granddam was a powerful mage, you see. Her adventures took her all over Tamriel. We were betrothed when we were children, and this has been my home ever since. Quiet as the grave. Wherever they are, they're not here. Dolki was causing her worry. The servant? My word! We should search her quarters. Perhaps something there will hint at what happened. There! Stendar's mercy. Better have left them clue. This might be it. This seems to be Dulce's diary. She was concerned. She writes about Arlie's sad smiles. Missing me, no doubt. She brought Arlie flowers. And then they went to the windmill. Oh dear. Well, it's just that the windmill is our spot. Me and Arlie's. It's where we went to, you know, rendezvous. So why would she take Dulce there? It doesn't make any sense. Not much. Not about that, anyway. Wait. They saw the Baroness hide something away at the windmill. It doesn't say what. Traveler, the Baroness never goes out there. Why would she hide something? Nothing. Nothing. But I'm shaking like a leaf. Here, take it away from me. Let's go. Let's check out the windmill. When we were children, Arlie and I came here to get away from the world. What I wouldn't give to have her with us now. That's the key to the Undercroft. That must have been what the Baroness hid here. Why? We should investigate. Arlie told her mother. Then it's true. It's all true. Arlie's grandma was a powerful mage. When we were children, she used to show us things. Marvelous things you could scarcely imagine. When she died, the Baroness locked up the Undercroft. She said it was too dangerous. Perhaps now we know why. I don't know. Whatever's down there was locked up for a reason. I just hope Arlie's safe. That's up to Arlie. If she loves that orc more than she loves me, there must be another explanation. There just has to be. The Undercroft. Steel yourself. We don't know what's down there. Arlie's mother did this? She summoned a Daedric prince to... But why? Stendarr's mercy! What is that? Are you seeing this? Why would the Baroness do this? No! I mean, yes. Not one of any note. She knew a few spells. I think Arlie's granddam taught her. But a Daedric prince? Nothing good. Come on, we need to keep looking. Nothing. Over here. The air is starting to fill with dust.
Thank the Eight. When we found the portal closed, I feared the worst. A little tired, but unhurt. Dulki and I managed to overpower our captors. Mother and Father, they're still trapped. I'm afraid to ask, but would you be willing to look for them? Federic brought you, didn't he? I knew he'd not forget me, but I worried. Dulki, will you go with our new friend? I need a moment with Federic. Oh, I knew he wouldn't abandon me. Thank you for coming. If we get through this, we will be in your debt. During the night, there was a crash, and then these terrible creatures crawled up out of the basement. Father, he tried to fight them off, but they overwhelmed him. They caught us and dragged us here, to this awful place. No, but there are ruins everywhere. Maybe near one of those? I'm sorry, but I'm not sure.
Let's get moving. Arlie, be safe. I don't know how much help I'll be. Either way. Look, it was nothing. We grew up together. With Federic so near, she could never see me for anything other than a playmate. When he left, I thought I had a chance. You've seen her. Oh, she's beautiful and very kind. Years ago, she took in a wolf she found wandering in the mountains. It was badly hurt, anyone could see, but she did everything she could. When it died, I'd have given anything to make it right. I don't know. I asked her once, but it made her sad, so I stopped asking. Federic had gone to Wayrest. We had more time together than ever. I think, in time, I might have stood a chance. Maybe. But her mother would never have it. She did all this. She made a pact with Daedra just to stop me from getting close to Arlie. I know she didn't mean for all this to happen, but... her mother's responsible for bringing us here. Not see us.
Hey! Over here! Help! Please! Daedra everywhere. Took my wife, my daughter. I don't know who you are, stranger, but thank you. Be careful. These Daedra, they're animals.
Please, I don't want to die. The Daedra, they took my little girl, Arlie. Have you seen my Arlie? Oh, thank Julianos. I should have never gone into the Undercroft. I should have never taken that key. Ask Dulki. None of this would have happened if she... But it doesn't matter now. I just want Arlie to be happy again. Is that so wrong? You're right. I should have listened to Alan. He said we should just wait it out. He was right. One last thing. The Daedric Lord here, Valark, has a relic called a Sigil Stone. It's attuned to our manor in Rivenspire. If it isn't destroyed, she could come through at any time. Please, promise me you'll destroy it. Thank you. Julianos guide you in your quest.
My friend, you are truly a hero worthy of song. I can't begin to express the depth of my thanks. You've done so much for me already. Might I ask your advice? My future. As we've walked together, I've come to see how small my life really is. If you hadn't come along, my dearest Arlie and her family would be dead. And perhaps myself as well. I feel... perhaps I should strike out on my own. Become like you? Sage advice. So be it. Once the estate has returned to order, I will return to Wayrest and enlist in the Guard. I will miss my Arlie dearly, but at least when I return, it will be as her capable defender. I am sure she'll wait for me.
Such an awful place.
I could have lived my entire life without knowing of such things.
Everything goes back to the way it was. I don't know how I feel about that. Federic's back, and Arlie, she really does care for him. Seeing the look on her face as he stepped through that portal. Look, I'm just a servant. If me being around causes problems for her, maybe I shouldn't stay. You're right. How could I ever consider abandoning her? She needs me now, more than ever. Before you go, Arlie wants to speak with you. She's waiting for you just outside.
Oh, our savior! Thank you again for everything you've done. Only to say that without you, none of this would have been possible. My father, my mother, Dulki, maybe even Federic, we would all be dead right now. If you ever have need of a home, please, you will be welcome here.
Arlie, Baroness, I'm leaving.
Federic! But you've just returned.
I know, my love, but please hear me out. I am a weak man. I have no knowledge of combat or the world. If this were to happen again, if raiders were to attack, or one of the Covenant's many enemies, there is nothing I could do to stop them. I will not be a slave to the whims of fate. When I return, if I return, I will be better able to defend us from the many dangers of this world.
Is there nothing I can say to make you stay?
No, my love. I've made up my mind about this.
I have truly no say in the matter?
If something happened to you, I would never forgive myself. So I must go.
Then go.
Take care, my love.
Federic. It's so strange to have Federic return after all this time, only to leave again. But I think I'm done being lonely. Dulki has been wonderful to me. It's time I gave her a chance. It's so strange to have Federic return after all this time, only to...
I'll be more understanding with Dulki, I promise. With Federic leaving, mind you, I still don't approve. But she is a good lass. She doesn't deserve what I did to her. I've been waiting for my husband to return from North Point for weeks. If something happened to him, I just don't know what I would do with myself.
Now, where have they disappeared to? Good help is so hard to find these days.
No sign of them yet, eh? Too bad. They were nice enough fellows.
How splendid! Look, Stibbins, it's our friend, the one from Glenumbra. What good fortune. I was just saying to Stibbins, I do wish someone would come along who has proven their worth. And then you turned up in answer to my summons. I'm looking for a cup. Not just any cup, mind you. A Mage's Guild cup. They call it the Emerald Chalice. The Nord mage Malafar stole this relic. I offered my assistance and tracked Malafar here to Berghafen, home to a group of Nord exiles. Patience! I was just getting to that. I acquired a few hirelings and sent them in to look around. They haven't returned. Now I need someone to go in there and find the Emerald Chalice. And my lazy hirelings as well, of course. Oh, I knew I could count on you. If you find that blasted cup, you will have my eternal gratitude. Of course I'm worried about my hired help, as any woman of noble birth would be. But the chalice is a priceless, irreplaceable relic of historical importance. You really can't compare the two. It possesses some kind of enchantment. But as to why they call it Emerald, I have no idea. The Mages Guild was adamant about making sure it returns to them in one piece. I don't know much. Malafar was the leader of a Nord clan back in Skyrim. He and his clanmates were banished for performing dark rituals, so they came to this forsaken wilderness. He stole the relic, and the Mages Guild sent me to retrieve it.
Breton! Breton! No, not here. I can show you way out. I make sure goblins leave you alone. Follow me. Safely. This lady, Laurent's fault. We told her about goblins. We had contact, and the lady pays well. She wanted stupid cup. She needs to know the cost of recovering the cup. The stupid cup. Anyone who drinks from the cup turns into a goblin, and the cup's owner can control them. Where do you think these goblins came from? Malofar betrayed them and turned them into a goblin army. It is too late. I think the cup's magic is forever. Feel more goblinish every moment. Fate, destiny, and another goblin fancies me. Don't drink from the cup. You don't want to turn green. Maybe the lady should drink from cup. That would show her. Follow me out the back.
You've returned! Smashing! Were you able to recover the Emerald Chalice? Wonderful! Please, set it on the table. I want to take a good look at the thing before I pack it up and take it back to the Mages Guild. My hirelings? Oh, yes, of course. I'm glad you found them. Now, please, put the cup right there, if you would. Oh, my goodness. How terrible for them. Positively ghastly. Well, nothing to be done about it now. The chalice, if you please. Oh, really? And what, pray tell, is this secret? Excellent! Thank you so much for recovering the cup from that terrible Nord ruffian. Stibbins? Oh, Stibbins! Be a dear and drink from the Emerald Chalice. I want to see how its magic works before we return it to the Mages Guild.
As you wish, milady.
What? What's happening? What happened? No, no, I'm a goblin!
Ah, yes, revenge!
What have you done? My manservant is a goblin! It'll take me forever to undo this! Stibbins is a goblin? Whatever am I going to do with a goblin manservant? Ugh, that's what Stibbins does. And just for such situations as this, I suppose. Well, nothing to do now but head back and see if the Mages Guild can help him. I do hope this doesn't affect his ability to make my favorite fish stew.
This is... oh, terrible! How am I ever going to serve my lady now? Oh, bother. I guess I better start packing up the camp.